Walker Myers.
Here.
Okay, who else is here? Okay, Alder Douglas.
Here.
Alder Abdus. I don't can see your name. Abdusador. I'm sorry. I killed your name. Sorry.
That's not my name. I'm not saying nothing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You got it. Come here.
It's just your background is bright and the letters are small, so
That's
I do
okay. That's
apologize.
okay. That's okay.
And Alder Devlin Bachelon Smith.
Present.
Okay. All right, so let's get to business. One, two, three, four. Okay, so we're gonna review the ground rules. Usually, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did I miss somebody? Oh, I'm sorry, Carly. I'm sorry. On the Carmen Rodriguez. I do apologize.
Present.
I didn't see you when I flipped. Let me see if anybody else. Okay, I think I got everybody else. Okay. All right, let's review the ground rules. Simple. Raise your hand in your computer, or do raise your hands by making sure we see it. All the Edwards are going to keep the quorum. Now, wait to be recognized before you speak, please. Okay? I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody, so just wait to be recognized, and then you express your opinion or whatever, or you vote. All right. So now we're gonna do the elections. Before we start, I'm gonna say right now the chair is Alder Santiago. Vice chair is gonna be Alder Antunes. Secretary Alder Edwards. Treasurer Alder Morrison. Parliamentarian Alder Crespo. A chaplain Alder Hertz. Now, is there anybody other than them that wants to run for any of these positions? I ask again, is there anybody else that wants to run to any of the positions that I just mentioned? For the third time, is there anybody else that wants to run to any of the positions? So I guess I nominate the slate. I need a second.
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 Okay. So I guess we can take it to vote. Everybody in favor say aye.
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 Okay, perfect. Thank you. So let's keep it running. Okay, now following like I
Order
said, there's no speeches.
Santiago.
Yes.
You have to go through the whole process. Any opposed, any abstentions.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
then-
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Again, let's go back. Any opposed? Any abstaining? Okay, now it's official now, right? Okay. I apologize. So, all right. There's no speeches, so let's just go on with it. Through the agenda. New business. Let me get the draft agenda for the board of alders. Bear with me. I'm trying to. Can you share? Can you put the draft agenda for the full board? That way, I don't have to be looking through this.
Yep, give me a second.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dude, my screen got black. I don't see nobody now.
Can you
Really?
see the agenda?
Yeah. No, it's all black. I don't
Okay.
see. I don't see nobody. So
Madam
should I
President,
just?
can Madam President see the agenda? Can you see the agenda, Madam President?
Yeah. Should I just
Yeah.
get out and come back in?
Yeah, you get out and get back in, Madam President.
Yeah,
Can
I'll
walk
do
through
that.
the
I'll do
agenda.
that because somehow every time somebody uh, shares something, my screen goes black. Okay, let me get out to go back in.
Go ahead, Madam President.
So you just want to continue? I thought he said new business. I thought he was talking about something else, but okay. I can see it. 1 second. Under second readings, we have from the city services, my screen moving around, and environmental policy. These came out favorable. I'm sure you could read it. We have a residential parking zone being established. between Stewart and Burr Street out by the airport. We also have a read and file from T-Mobile about their technology. We also have from the legislation committee an ordinance amendment for the 12 and a half. We have ordinance amendments coming up for the general ordinances, and that's concerning the residential rental business licenses and stuff like that. And then we have I can't see the last one, the New Haven affordable housing report and recommendations from the Affordable Housing Commission that was put in place. They gave their report. And if it's anything else, I can't move it up or down or around. I can't see.
Yep, no, that's it for now. You may want to just let everyone know that there may be some things being discharged for that meeting. We don't have them yet because the committee obviously hasn't met, but it might be a good opportunity to let everybody know that.
Know what it is. Okay. So it may be some items discharged, right? Because to get on this agenda when the committees meet. One, I know that will definitely be coming, is going to be coming from finance. It has to do with time. It has to do, we have to do it in a certain amount of time. It is actually from the Board of Ed. It's a lease that was supposed to be signed in September, but I don't know, something happened in the shuffle, and it's for our adult education building, so that if we approve this lease agreement, they can actually remain in the building. They had a verbal agreement to pay a certain amount of rent, but they never had a written agreement, and that is what all the parties is actually looking for, what the actual written agreement says around how much rent they would be paying if they try to get out of the lease, how much they would have to pay, or the time frame that they can do so. They have to let the property owner know within, I believe it's 90 days. We'll be hearing it in finance on Monday, but I believe it's 90 days. They would have to give notice that they found another place and that they will be leaving. So that will come as a discharge on our next agenda, and it may be some others. So just stay tuned. And if you go to the committees, you'll hear it there.
Back to you, Mr. Chair. You're muted.
Thank you. I thought I saw, I don't know if Alder Edwards saw it. Alder Douglas, you have your hand up? Yeah, I see him.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Madam President, can we go back to that agenda, please? Just a little update on that 84 House Street. I know I saw it briefly in the communication. This is towers being placed on 84 House Street for Frontier. Is that what I saw? Can you just give me a little more on that, please?
A little more on, Al, can you put the agenda up? Because I'm not sure what 84 House Street, I didn't see anything about that.
That's the T-Mobile.
I want to disappear again.
The T-Mobile, the T-Mobile, I believe they're microwave towers for cable or whatever it is. I just want to get a little clarification.
Mr. Chair, I can take that. Madam Chair, I can take that too.
I was just.
That is in my ward.
Okay. So Order Singh, since you're on the committee, you can take that.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is an existing tower that's on the building there. And what they're doing, they're swapping out an old box to a new updated box. So when they do that, they have to come back to us and let us know that they're doing work. So this was just a read and file. So it's an update to equipment that's there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you,
You're
Madam
welcome.
Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. You may proceed, may carry it, proceed.
Anybody else have any questions for that? Or
Mr.
any-
Chair, I would like to acknowledge our majority leader has joined us for attendance purposes. Majority leader Richard Furlow is here. Thank you.
I was just gonna do that. I was just gonna recognize him. I just saw him. Okay, let's continue now. Black History Month. I think something's gonna be done February 25th. I'm going to City Hall tomorrow to talk to Al Lucas. He told me briefly what's the plan. It's going to be probably either 200 orange, or I guess the Schubert, if they have some space, we be able to do it there. Al, do you want to say more about this, Al?
So right now the focus is on Black drama and arts, and we're working with the Schubert and various Black theater reps to put together a nice program for that night to celebrate Black theater and arts in New Haven.
Okay. Any questions on that? I'll probably go. I'm gonna go tomorrow. We'll talk to Al, and once we get more information, you'll get more emails from everybody and more information. Now, continuing. Anybody has question about that? Nobody? I can see the whole. Let's see the other page. Nobody? Okay. Now, Audrey Morrison is not here with us, and she's usually the one that does the HBCU program, right? Madam President, you know anything about that?
Yes, Audrey Morrison usually do the HBC program. In the previous years, we had in conjunction with the library, talking about HBCUs and the benefits of having them. I know she's actually thinking about doing it again this year, but I'm not sure whether she's going to partner with the library or do something different. But I can follow up with her, because she's very interested in promoting the historically Black colleges. And we were going to try to see if we could have, they had this function that did something similar. We were going to see if we can do something in conjunction with them, but I will follow up with her. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, thank you, Madam President. And I think I did remember we had a meeting, and I think she did mention that she will do the library again. She will do the same thing in conjunction with the libraries. But like I said, we'll get more information for her.
Mr. Chair, excuse me. Audrey Morrison is coming back on with us, because I thought I saw her earlier, and she just put it in the chat, and she's been promoted. So she is online with us now.
I see her, yeah. How are you, Audrey Morrison?
Hello. How's everyone?
Not bad, thank you.
Sorry for my tardiness. I had funerals and stuff.
Oh, sorry to hear that. No, you're right on cue.
Oh,
we on the HBCU.
I hit the say that again, Mr. Chair.
We are on the March HBCU program.
Oh, the HBCU program?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have had some preliminary conversations with the library, and let me just back up for the new members to the board. So a few years ago, this caucus made a commitment to recognize HBCU colleges in the month of March, because from what I was told by someone, and I ran with it, the month of March is HBCU Awareness Month. And so once we ran with that, one of the things that we did was partner with the New Haven Free Public Library System. And there's a movie called We Are Rising, which is a documentary regarding HBCUs. And so what we've done over the last 2 or 3 years was show that movie again to promote HBCUs, because that's just another college option that a lot of times young people up north don't know a lot about. I noticed that they're doing a lot more promoting now, but still they don't get as much publicity as most schools. And so what we did last year, which was great, well, not last year, right, the year of the pandemic, 2020, we showed the movie in all 5 branches of the library system, which every library branch has one late night. So we did Monday through Thursday in each branch where this same movie was shown, and then that Saturday it was supposed to be shown at the downtown library. No, downtown. We got shut down right after you, Mr. Chair, in Fairhaven on that Thursday. And so now that things are opening back up, I did have some brief conversations with the library, the city librarian, John Jetson, to talk about that once again, looking at the late nights that each branch has their late night, to be able to have that showing. And by March, the Stetson Library should be up and running. So that it'll be just a good thing for the city. So I do see Alder Edwards' hand up. Mr. Chair, you want me to? Alder Edwards?
Oh, thank you. I was going to keep the cue on myself too. I want to just piggyback off Audrey Morrison. I attended that as a representative of our Black and Hispanic Caucus that year, because a lot of people were like away, other meetings and out of town. And I'm just going to say I enjoyed it thoroughly. I went to the branch in Westville, and it was a nice showing out there. So I just like, and it was a mixed crowd, and I thought it was lovely. So I do think what we need to make sure we do is, if we get the flyer out or what advertisement out a little sooner, make sure we actually connect and send it to the actual high schools or middle schools, you know, as well. That is my suggestion. But it was a great program and everyone seemed to enjoy it. And there was conversation had after it. And there were also local people from some of the HBCU networks and stuff. And they attended and they spoke on their experiences to the audience as well. So that was a good job.
Yeah,
thank you.
And that's what's expected. Thank you, Alder Edwards. That's the expectation, to be able to have that conversation too, to talk about those experiences. As far as the flyer is concerned, as you know, we recognize Danny Diaz. That is our go-to guy for the Board of Ed. And so Danny is the one that helped us funnel the flyers to the respective, I believe we did it to the high schools, because for me, I'm thinking we need to catch these kids at 7th, 8th grade in high school, just for them to be able to understand that there are other options out there as far as college is concerned. So I'm gonna circle back around with John because he needed to talk to his staff about us doing this once again. So I'm pretty sure that we won't have it during the week of March. That's during the Black and Hispanic Caucus. I think it's the week after. And so I'll provide everyone with information well before then, but I'll be able to give more of a definite about everything at that time. Any other questions, comments, concerns about that? Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Alder Morrison. Very nice. All right, so let's continue with the agenda. Now we're going to jump into the dues. All right, so we're going to do something different this year. We're going to start fresh from January. So the dues are $10 a month for every member of the Black and Hispanic Caucus. $10 a month. We're gonna start fresh. So January, we're ready. Wow, in February. So let's start this how can I say this? Whoever owed for last year, I guess is let's start fresh. Simple. Make it simple. Start fresh from January, February, and that's what I have to say about the dues. And I don't want to be that guy, but there's no comments, nothing. That's it. That's what it's gonna be. We're gonna start fresh, January, $10 a month. I guess Audrey Morrison has her hand up. Go ahead.
No, I put it up before you said I'm just
you.
gonna be that dude and I'm making that decision. So good. So $10 starting January for not January, February. Starting $10 starting January. So at this point, everybody owes $20.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you.
Any question? Any? I mean, anybody doesn't understand what I'm. There's a few. You got the cue, Alder Edwards?
Yes, our majority leader has his hand up. Majority leader, it is on you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Secretary, Madam Secretary. Thank you, everybody. Mr. Chair, I just have a quick question. Are we, because we're not meeting in person, do we just drop it off to the office, or is there an app that we should pay on?
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna start meeting in person next month. God willing, everything is good. Because if the full board is meeting, there's no reason why we shouldn't meet. So starting next month, it's gonna be in person at the chambers.
Great, thank you. So next month we bring $30.
Well, like I say, you just make sure everybody catches up. So
yep. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Who's next?
I see Alder Antunes, our vice chair.
Thank you. Just wanted to say, anyone who's interested in paying their entire year up front, we're open for that as well. So, I mean, you don't have to do $10 a month unless you can't afford to do it all at once. But we'd be happy to take it all at once. Makes it easier on everybody, including the treasurer. Thank you.
Thank you. And I see our treasurer, Audrey Morrison, has her hand up.
Thank you. So, and just to in all fairness, if you don't have the $30 next month, just have a conversation with me, please. We can make arrangements, whatever folks need to do, because just again, for the newer people, usually what we do, we know that we have to pay our $10 a month, and we always give people until March to be paid up. But since now we're kind of like starting in March with the $30, if you don't have it, just work it out, because I give receipts, and on the receipts, it'll tell you how much you owe. And I'm going to go back to what our former chair, Alder Cologne, used to say. Take that first automatic check that you get for $152.93 a month, turn that over. Now you're paid for the year, which is $120, and your first $30 is paid off too for the following year. Because what's expected of each member of the Black and Hispanic Caucus for the term is $220. This is the way that when we have family members that pass away on the board, different things that come up, this is how we provide that kind of support. We don't ever want to take any money that was donated for children and seniors and give it away, even though it's for good causes to help our board, but we can help ourselves. $220 times 22 is a lot of money. I can't tell you right now how much that is, but it's more than $2,000. I do know that much.
And so before you continue, I think you mean $120.
$240 for the term. First year.
For the term, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, 120. But I just was saying, if someone endorsed over their Alder check, that would be 150. They'll have 120, and then they'll have $30 that can go towards the next year if they would like.
Understood.
So,
thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
I'd like to recognize Alder Carmen Rodriguez.
Thank you, Secretary. And Mr. Chair, I have a question for you. And not to labor this conversation any longer. If anyone has already made, so we are foregoing 2021, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So then my follow-up question is, if anyone has already made payments in 2021, will that roll over into 2022? I forgot what year we're in, my heavens. So I just wanted to ask that question.
Yes, well, my answer would be no, because I just say we're going to start fresh. So fresh means, everybody's zero, and we start from January.
Nobody paid in 2021.
Okay, no, that was, but I was checking, Mr. Chair, and
I'm sorry.
Madam Pro Tem. No, that's okay. I just wanted to verify if anyone did. I wasn't sure if anyone did, and was that going to be rolled over in the event anyone paid? That's let me clarify that.
No, like I said, we're starting fresh. So.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to, oh, sorry, I apologize. I would like to acknowledge Alder Frank Douglas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the newcomers, for the new alders, can you just give a reason, a little scenario of why we pay dues for the Black and Hispanic Caucus, please?
Okay, it's simple. It
might be just a little confusing for them.
No, it's simple. It's actually self-explanatory because we pay dues to help our bank, so we could help the youth and the elderly. Because remember, that money is not for us. That money we give it out. So that's the reason we got that quota, $10 a month. So we build up our little bank to help people, to help the community. So that's probably my best explanation. I mean, is that good enough, Douglas?
Well, yeah. I mean, if anyone else would like to elaborate on it, give a little more in depth. Like, yeah, we do help elderly and youth. In what capacity? Can you just give a little more information to the new people, please?
Well, in the capacity as we see fit, because if usually most of the money that we give out, usually for like little leagues, or let's say like bands that needs help with the clothes. I mean, they gotta come to us with the proposed. That's actually my next item in the agenda. So I don't know how can I explain it better. It's simple. Like I said, we get the donations to pass it out to organizations that have needs.
Can I just add to it? Like in the case of death and families and what have you, we have a little pot to where we could maybe help out families also during bereavement time. So there's a couple of other things that we do. So thank you. But that's.
Yeah, let me interrupt you there. I'm sorry to do this. I think we voted a few years ago that we were not going to do any funerals unless it's one of the board members. So, I mean, to be clear, I remember that we voted that unless it's a board, one of us, a board member, we're not giving out anything for funerals. I don't know if I remember correctly, maybe somebody that's been here for a while.
Mr. Chair,
yeah.
I think you may be correct with that. From some of the last notes I had from a while ago, I can go back and look at them. And also our president, I don't know, when you're done, I would like to have our president, Alder Walker Myers, speak, please. when you're done, Mr. Chair.
No, I'm done. Go ahead, Alder Walker-Meyer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I was just gonna say, we don't give out money to families. It is internal to the Board of Alders, but we also give money towards scholarships for kids. We give the the elderly centers scholarships, and then we have small scholarships for organizations that deal with youth or elderly services. I think that's the easiest way to put it. They come to us, they have a need, and if we can meet it, we do. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Alder Walker-Meyer. That was very nice.
I would like to acknowledge Alder Morrison quickly.
I just wanted to say, as I said earlier, the reason why we pay dues is so when things happen with us, we have a pot of money. It's like a sunshine club that we created amongst ourselves. And that's why I said 120 times 22 is well over $2,000. And when we have different deaths, different things that pop up, you know, we have this money that we can give to the people to for our own benefit, and know that we didn't touch any of the monies that we raised that was for seniors and youth. So I just wanted people to be clear about that one.
Thank you, Alder Morrison. I would like to acknowledge Alder Avshalom Smith, please.
Thank you, Alder Edwards. I was just wanted to inquire as to whether there was something along the lines of a payment plan that one might be able to engage in upon hardship. I'm a lowly clerk and legislative aide. So of course I understand the need for the funds, but would like to know if there is an alternative way to pay over time.
I would have you talk to Alder Morrison, like she said, next month. And when she actually said it in the previous comment that she made, when we meet in person next month, talk to her, and you guys could make an arrangement to payment. You know, because I know some people got hardships. I mean, we do understand that, but talk to her, and between you and her, we could you can have that arrangement. I don't see why not.
Thank you. And I would like to acknowledge our president, Alder Walker-Myers. Or is that from before your hand?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay, thank you. I see no other hands up, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. In that case, we'll continue. Let me get the agenda right here on my tablet. There we go. Now, we're going donations, okay? Now, we were talking about dues, now donations. Now, I know in the past, we when somebody came, like I'm probably one of the guilty parties too. Usually the little leagues that play, because I'm always involved in sports. When the little leagues came to ask for money for help, they came the first time. Then the following time, I would present for them. No more. Now, anybody that wants donations have to come and present themselves. Also, they have to send a letter. How can I put this? A request, a letter for request. They gotta address it to our secretary, Alder Edwards, and Al Lucas, and then our secretary will make sure me and my vice chair, Alder Antunes, will get it. So again, anybody that's requesting donations have to present in person. Okay, no exceptions. Okay, so any questions on that?
I have my hand up. Just
go ahead.
Basically, we're just trying to streamline the process. If it's okay for me to speak on that, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's going to be more user friendly for us. we're going to actually have a template or form letter that the people can fill out. And the requirement is that they do send a representative from their organization if they cannot show up themselves when they're requesting the funds. So we will be notifying them of meeting dates. We will be following up with everyone. And it's just to streamline, make it a clean process, make it a fair process, and it's for consistency. Thank you. And I would like to acknowledge Audrey Morrison.
Thank you. So a couple of things. In regards to two things. One, that process that you just outlined, it will be very helpful if you guys can send us a document that has all those bullets, because when people call and ask us for money, we would like to be able to send that out instead of having to have a long conversation. The second thing, just like with automatic affairs, if you've already been approved by an organization, they don't have you come back. And so just we found that to be, over the years, a very helpful process, because if every year, I got my little league that, they come and they presented about their, like Pop Smith presented about what they're doing and they need the same $300, then why do they got to come every year to say the same thing? And because that was happening in the beginning, we all voted to say that if you came once and it's the same organization, you don't have to come back. You can either have the alder of that area represent you or send a letter. So again, and I missed the other meeting, so sorry to be bringing this up now, but that's a real situation that will come up all the time, because we have the same people that come every single year, and once in a while we get a new person. So that's my question. I don't know, Mr. Chair.
Okay, no, yeah, I could answer that. Yeah, I know what you're saying, because like I said at the beginning of what I just said, I was one of the guilty ones. But if they do request need help from us from every year, I think they should come every year. I mean, it won't take an hour or probably a 2-minute presentation, because if we're gonna help them, they gotta show some faith. Come to us and present. That's what I would like to be seen, because I know what you're saying, to save time. I remember we did it to save time, because like 3 or 4 people came and they talked forever. For now, we could give it 2 minutes, 3 minutes, present, and that's it.
So, Mr. Chair, all due respect, It wasn't just about saving time, and we'll do it exactly the way that you want to, but just in this conversation, it wasn't about just saving time. It was about it is what it is. Like, I'm just using Pop Warner. If it's Pop Warner, they haven't changed in 60 years. And so their same need is there today as next year and the years to come. But again, I just wanted to have the conversation, but we're going to do as you're directing as the chair of the caucus.
Yeah, no, yeah, like I said, I would like them to come. And also, I almost forget this. Just because they come every year, let them ask to how much they need. So we don't have to tell them, oh, we give you $300. No. What if they only need 100? So that's something else that I want everybody to be aware. If somebody wants to request money, tell them to, don't tell them, oh, we give you 300. Let them ask for what they need. So maybe, like I said, maybe they only need 120, 130, 150.
Mr. Chair.
So, yes, go ahead.
My experience has been they ask for 1,000.
No, I get that.
And then
we only give them 300.
Right.
I get that. They probably, whatever they ask for. But I've seen people that have told me, oh, I only need 120, and they gave me 300. So it have worked both ways. So let's just keep it like that. If they ask for 1,000, Because I think we had that the other, like 2 years ago, and we only gave 300. But all I'm saying is that when they come for you to ask, direct them to probably Alder Edwards, who we had the template, and have their request letter, and let's just let them ask for what they need. Then we'll decide how much they're gonna get. Simple. Any more questions? All right.
I see no more hands up, Chair.
Okay. Now, now next one, fundraising. Okay, I know we had a couple of we had a committee, but due to COVID, we couldn't do nothing. I know the last year that we had it, we had some fun in McDonald's in the Whaley Avenue, that was great. I enjoyed that day. So maybe we could do something like that again. That'd be perfect. Probably we could make the committee next month when we meet in person. I also gonna tell you ahead of time. I'm planning at least two softball tournaments that it's already in the works to raise money. I already got like probably 6 teams that usually when teams go to tournaments, they expect to win money, unless ahead of time they know they only get a trophy, because they already know that. I already talked to a few managers. They agree, but like I said, until they sign the paper and they pay the fee, nothing is concrete. But I'm just throwing myself out there. 2 tournaments that I'm gonna make. Hopefully, we get some money out of it, and I will need help with you from the fundraising committee on this aspect. So I'm just throwing that out there ahead of time before we made the committee. Any questions on the fundraising committee? No? I know.
I have one, Mr. Chair. Actually,
yeah.
I'm going to defer to Alderman Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. And so, Chair, I know that last year we were definitely, I know that our colleague Alder Ortiz is no longer here, but we were discussing that. And because of the pandemic, absolutely, a lot of things held us up. If you'd like to have a conversation, I definitely am going to throw my hat in the ring again so that we can do some fundraising and get some money in the Sunshine Club, as our treasurer Morrison says. Absolutely. So reach out to me and let me know what you need.
Okay,
and
perfect.
Then and then we can drum up some more of our colleagues. Thank you.
Perfect. No, I know you were going to be in there because you were there last year too. So what I'm saying is, for the rest of the alders, if you think, like I said, we don't have to do it right now. I know you're interested. So if anybody else is interested, reach out to Alder Carmen Rodriguez, and we iron everything out next month, if that's okay with you.
Mr. Chair, if I can, what I'll do is I will connect with Madam Secretary, and then we will see when we're going to send out a meeting, hopefully in 2 weeks. We'll send out a notice. Thank you, sir.
Perfect. Anybody else?
I see no hands raised.
Okay, so let's continue. Okay, the treasurer's report. Now, before Alder Morrison does the report, I don't know if she's going to do it today. We will, when the previous chair was here, Alder Claiborne, we voted, if I recall correctly, to have the treasurer report be sent to us ahead of time, so we don't have to drag the report, so it doesn't take a long time. So if I'll connect with Alder Morrison to see how can we do this, to have it sent to you probably a week in advance. You can read over it. If you have questions, then you bring it up when we meet. So that way we'll in the interest of time and everything else. So Alder Morrison, where are you, kids? You good with this?
Oh, well, I guess I gotta be good with it, Mr. Chair. I don't have no choice in the matter. So as far as the report is concerned, I don't have it in front of me. I'm gonna be very honest. I just got back off of vacation and I know we didn't spend anything and Al was supposed to be helping me out and life must have gotten in the way for him too. So since we're gonna be doing it in this new way that that you're speaking about, after we speak, then we could get it together and then I don't have to worry about having a report for the meeting anymore.
Yeah, like I say, if you when you meet with all to get a report, let me know which day you do, and then most likely I'll be there too. So that way, if because probably instead of going through the whole report, we might just do whatever was done the month before, like what we spent, what we got from the month before, and we go instead of going through the whole report. I think it's a better way to do it this way. So let's give it a shot, see how it works. I think it's gonna be a nice change. So like I say, whenever you're gonna meet with Al Lucas to the report, let me know, and I'll be there with you guys, and I will help you in any way I can.
So just in all transparency, all of this is new for me, right? So the way that I've been doing the report is the same way I've been doing the report for the last 10 years. And
Yep.
so now everything is changing. Everything is
No,
changing. Like,
it's
no.
not
Just
changing.
let me finish, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything is changing. So for not 10 years, for 8 years, myself and George Perez, we did the report every month, right? Then the
Yeah.
pandemic hit. For 2 years was no report. Last month, we had a report. Me and Al sat down, but he created it in a way that I really don't understand yet. So me and Al have to forge this relationship in regards to how the reporting is going to be done. So we'll both be learning, put it like that. The next time me and Al meet, you and myself will be learning because I don't have George anymore. That's over. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
And
Yeah.
then we'll make a decision in regards to what would be the most pertinent information we need to provide to the committee. And then the whole packet will be in the drawer for anyone to go back and look at if they want to see some details.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, that works. But like I said, the only thing that's going to change, and I know is a new, I know George was real good with you, and you were good too. Once this new form, you understand it, and like I said, I'll be there with you. The only difference is going to be that they're going to get a week in advance after we get the new way that Al Lucas has it. Once we understand it and we know how to do it, I think the only difference is they're going to get it. They get to see a week in advance. If they have any question, they bring it up. If not, we move up. Is that okay?
Yeah, you know, my weekend, I work 7 days a week. So my week in advance, that kind of throws my life off to another way. But now I have 1 month to try to figure out how to and where to fit that in so they can have it a week before today.
No, not today. So we'll work on it. So whenever you're going to meet with Al, let me know and I'll be there.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Any other business? Any new
I'd
business?
like to acknowledge Alder Furlow.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Mr. Chair, I just have a general question. How much money do we get a year? Is it like 50,000, 40,000? Approximately how much comes in a year?
Well, that question would be Alder Morrison that should answer that because I mean, I don't understand what you mean. How much we get as a Black and Hispanics Is that the question?
Yeah, like you're like on a yearly
What do
basis.
you bring in?
Yeah, like what's
How much
the
is
amount of
brought
money?
in?
Yeah, like how much money do we work with typically during the year?
So we bring in, when we do the gala, generally speaking, give or take, we bring in about 50,000. The gala usually costs about 30,000, 32,000, leaving us with about 20,000 left. We always take 10,000 and keep that 10,000 in at bay for the next year's gala. So we always have about 10,000, 10 to 12,000 to work with. But we know that 6,000 we've already committed to for the youth scholarships and the senior center scholarships. So out of that, so we're really working with probably about $7,000, $7,000 to $8,000 a year to give away. Now, this does not include the 120 that we all give every year, because I look at that as a separate sunshine fund, even though it's still mixed in with all the money. So overall, we give out about $7,000 to $9,000, I would say, a year, outside of the 6 scholarships that we give out between the youth and seniors.
So we're looking at a checkbook that deals with about 50,000, 50K a year. Is there a need to have an assistant secretary or an assistant treasurer to help President Pro Tem Morrison?
To be honest with you, no. No, I have not missed a quarter. I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, but I just want to say I have not missed a quarter or a dime in these reports in the last 10 years. And that would be too much for me.
Okay,
let me
see.
For the chair, I'll just ask because you mentioned your work schedule. You mentioned, the report is a little difficult. So I was just wondering if some assistance was needed.
Well, I don't need no assistance. My work schedule, like I said, as long as I know what I got to do, I can figure out my work schedule and everything else. It's just that the chair kind of dropped in my lap just now that I have 3 weeks to get it together instead of 4. And so that makes a big difference in my life. But as far as an assistant treasurer, the assistant is now Al. And before it was George.
Thank you, Audrey Morrison. Are you done, Majority Leader Furlow? I apologize.
I'm finished. If that's the chair's answer, I'm finished.
Chair, Mr. Chair.
It was my answer, and I did not mean to have like that she needs a second hand. I was just there if she needed any help with anything. I know she's done a good job for like 8 years. She's done it good and by herself. I just offered my help because she said it was going to be shorter time to maybe simplify it. Because I said, we don't need, the report, we could simplify it. We don't need that many, how can I say this? That many lines. We could say, we had 10,000, we spent 3, we got 2. So we, what I'm saying, to say, just simply, it's in a word, to simplify it. That's all I meant to, by me trying to help her. But she don't need any help. I know she has it. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to call on Alder Walker Myers.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Mr. Chair, I think that we should let everyone know that the Black and Spanish Caucus speech that comes up in April, looking for suggestions and things like that, because it'll be upon us very quickly. Thank you.
That was my next thing. I had, well, thank you for saying it. Yeah. I see somebody's hand up. No more hands.
That was my hand, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
It is about another subject, so I will wait.
No, go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah, we're new business. Go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to remind everyone about one of the events that is coming up. It's a yard, which is our Youth and Recreation Department event, and it's their second annual Black History Month dinner distribution. The location is going to be the New Haven Green. The date is Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022. The time is 2 p.m. that it starts, and it's first come, first serve. And for more information, you're going to contact that department at 203-946-7582. There's going to be free COVID vaccines, testing, and supplies, and they will be available for New Haven families. Everyone should have received an email regarding that. And if you did not and need it, we will make sure you all get it so that you can share with your constituents. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Any other business, new business from anybody?
I got my hand up.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I can't see it with the background. Go ahead.
Kind of blends in a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Sorry. You had said, if anybody had any new business. So I was just going to ask, in the event that new members do not have the bylaws for the caucus, then I would volunteer to sit with the secretary. We'll make sure that everything I have is up to date and we can get them out.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, that was very helpful. Okay. Any questions with the bylaws, the new members? No? Okay, now let's continue. All right, so if there's no anybody else have any new business? No? Okay, now the next meeting is March 9th. Okay, it's going to be in person. All right, and then the Friday before is wait, let me see. Wait, no. Yeah, March 9th. The Friday before is March 4th. That's leadership is going to meet at City Hall in person too. So everybody that got elected tonight will meet that Friday, March 4th at City Hall at 6 o'clock. Okay, so I guess is there no the Douglas had their hand up?
Yeah, just want to say, since President Pro Temp wasn't with us at the meeting Monday, happy birthday.
Oh.
And I'd like everyone to wish all the Jeanette Morrison a happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
She be like, wow, after all this, you can tell me happy birthday.
Yeah, this meeting definitely blew my mind. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Alder.
Happy birthday.
Alders, thank you.
Okay, so if there's any more no business, I guess we need a motion to adjourn, or we just adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we move a second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Against, abstain. All right. Good night, colleagues, and thank you for being here. Very nice meeting.
Give me a call, please.
All the morning, so I'll call you.
All right. Thank you. Thank
Night,
you.
everyone.
All right. Walter.
Have a blessed one.
Bye.
Wait, I can't do it. Okay.